Good golly on me. Good golly be. Good golly on me. Welcome to Breezy Breeze TV. Good golly. Day 37? Day 37? Day. You know what? Actually, my stomach is cramping up a little bit, so let me not shake up the ecosystem that's going on right here anymore. It is day 37 of a 40-day fast that was used by this cat woman sitting in front of you. Should we restart that intro? Nope. This is the beauty of just not being seen yet. You could just, this is not that bad. No, understand. They'll understand. Because if it resonates with you, it just resonates with you. It doesn't matter if I'm tripping over all of my words. Think about the people you listen to. They're real, they're authentic. They say what's on the top of their head a lot of the times. And it's like, oh, that's sometimes it flies over and sometimes it just takes a little second to land. But anyway, we are in day 37. And what I noticed today, and what I wanted to focus on this day was the reason. Obviously, you start smelling different when you fast. That's the thing with this. You start smelling different biologically and energetically. Day 37. And I forget that this happens. So in the first like 2 weeks of a fast, I probably in your second to third week, your smell gets heightened. Now you can smell the smell of other people is way more significant. You can smell the heat on people and you can smell the diet on people. And then you look and it's like, oh, okay, I could see, whew, have I just been immune to this? Gym, locker room, sweaty, mop and sock. What's going on here? Did we become nose blinded by all this stuff? Blessing and a curse. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. But even when you first start to fast, of course, it's a form of detox. So what's coming in, what's been in there, it must come out. And your skin is the biggest detox organ. So it's great to get some infrared sauna going, get that, sometimes it's pungent and then it has to clean that stuff out. And, then you start smelling like citrus or you just smell neutral. Or depending on what you moisturize with, you use cocoa butter and honey. And I just wanna smell like a butter pop in the most natural, respectable way, you know? So your scents kind of stay on you. They actually have a nice foundation. It's not covering up something. It's not in battle with another scent. You're basically so much more alkaline. And we'll get into that, like how your body chemistry changes from going like acidic to alkaline. And that's a big part of why you smell different. And that's a big part of why you can smell other people so significantly. I'm like, oh, we getting into like the primal. This is how our ancestors knew who to mess with and who didn't to mess with. Okay. This is how people knew who was part of the tribe, who wasn't. Like, that, I love to say it, real recognize real. And that's on an energetic thing. And now it's becoming more on an immune system level. Like is that immune system I'm smelling? Is that what I'm picking up? What is that smell? What is that smell? Well, we're here to try to figure that out. Or we're here to try to explain it the best way we can. As you know, I got my notes here, so I'm gonna be looking off, and then I have some science-backed studied facts that I also want to include, so I'll be panning left and right. Can it stick up here? There you go. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. Metabolic shift. One of the first things that happened, Dr. Mindy, I always want to say Mindy English because that was my old neighbor's name, but Dr. Mindy Peltz, who wrote the book Fast Like a Girl, she talked about this so eloquently. I should have should have included more information on her, but you can go search her out. You know, she's if you know about fasting, you pretty much know about her. And if you're a woman, especially because she focuses on how our hormones are different, how we can't fast like a man. No shade, but it's just, yeah, we're different. I was gonna say separate but equal. Come on. Come on. It's the first week of February. Come on. It's hitting you deep. The most sensitive to think, oh my gosh, I got stopped in the Target parking lot. Hold on, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's get back to it. I'll get to that. Smell. It was smell. Just okay. He was in Apex. He had a cross on though. I'm like, does it singe? Because I'm gonna let you know what he said. I'm gonna let you. I was not expecting that. Anywho, so metabolic shifts. So this kind of starts happening in about the second week. So your body goes, it's recognizing that you're no longer getting glucose, which is the first pretty much source of energy. So you're getting fructose though, but you're not getting as much glucose. So you're burning off all the glucose you stored in all them flaps and folds, baby. It's okay. It's okay. They know not what they do. You just didn't know what you was doing. You didn't know what you was doing. That's okay. But now we do. Now we're learning with every process. And so you go from burning sugar, glucose, um, switching over to burning fat. So in this process, it's called the ketones. The ketones that are being produced are acetone, acetoacetate, beta hydroxybutyrate. Okay? This is why I took one chemistry class and I was like, and I did well in chemistry in high school. When I got to college, I'm like, that's how I knew I couldn't be a nurse. Sorry. Wasted 2 years trying to be a nurse. I like looking at numbers. I'll look at the numbers of it, okay? So acetone would be considered a volatile, meaning it exits through the body through breath or sweat. And I have been in the infrared sauna 90% of this fast. And I think that's why I'm getting just heightened spidey senses. Yeah, detoxing, not exasperating, but intensifying your detox like that. Like you have to make sure to hydrate. You gotta be ready for them detox symptoms to hit probably a little harder. Like one of them, couple of them, couple of them. Yeah. Um, but also it's like you want to do it as deep as you can because this is kind of a one-time showy. This is not a lifestyle. This is a designated point of time to juice fast so you can get what you need out. And if you want to see what came out of me look at video day 33. If you're squeamish, I do my best to describe it, but then I warn you, I'm like, okay, I'm about to put it up here now. Okay. This dragon, which the term is mucoid plaque. So that's what, I was a skeptic until I was a believer. I saw the pictures and I'm like, oh, okay, I was just curious. Sometimes you just gotta be curious. And the breadcrumbs will show up. Oh, I guess I could do this to her fast. Oh, there's a community right here. I kind of like, oh, I learned this from one of my favorite podcasters. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. And it just led to this. Being in a part of a community, I'm in an isolated community that I invested in becoming a part of, a private coach, accountability group, a whole separate Facebook page, a whole handbook, a protocol. I need systems when everything is just swirl. You need a system. You need like a funnel. You need something certain in your life while everything else is so much other things are changing. What are you certain about today? And that certainty with enough force and passion, with enough like stick to itness, it starts to bring in other things that you can be certain about. It's funny how intention works. If it's funny how energy works. Anywho, so that's why when people are fasting, you come off like a little more sweeter. And we're drinking a ton of citrus juices. Like our main juices or like beta juices are orange juice, grapefruit, pineapple. And you know the stigma about pineapple, and I'm just like, pineapple will mess you up though. It's called what's it, butyrane? Some people had really intense mouth sores from drinking pineapple juice. But thankfully, I think culturally, ancestrally, part of my culture came from having fresh fruit all the time in a subtropical climate, so I feel like I'm more, help me out with the word, not prone, I'm more, well, the other people are susceptible to, changes. It's part of my DNA. So yeah, even though I was drinking two, not only one but two pineapple juices a day, and I put some ginger and jalapeno. Don't do that. They said don't do that, but I like it. I like heat. I want to feel the juice. Okay, I want to hear the juice inside of me. Okay, so that's why I put that extraness on there, but I'm sure it's okay. And so I could tell when my mouth would get just like a little raw, but I'm telling you, probably could take some, like, chlorophyll tablets too. Oh my, that knocks the body odor out. You don't have to wear deodorant. You don't have to, like, it's your prerogative, but you don't need much. Your natural chemistry already smells, like, naturally pretty good. Like, your pheromones are, they can actually, they have time to enhance. They actually have time to, they're not covered in chemicals and internally and externally. Okay, we're gonna get back to it because we could go down the alley. We can go down the alley, but we are going to try to stay on cue. Okay. Yes, sharp. Okay, clear takeaway. Yes. Your fuel source changed, so your scent profile changed. I'm telling you, I can smell a meat eater. Mind you, I ate meat majority of my life. A large chunk. I would say about 70% of my life, substantial amount of my life, I ate meat, and I was blind to the smell. Meat and medications you can start smelling on people. I was doing a contract and like merchandising work this week, and I tell you, we were right next to the pharmacy, and I explained this in my video a couple days ago. I'm like, that line never went down less than 5 people. I didn't know people was taking medications like that. All ages, all ages. I'm like, woo. And so I would have to pass that line to go to the restroom because obviously when you're fasting, you're juicing, you're drinking 2.5 gallons of liquid pretty much a day. Well, a gallon and a half to two, depending. I like to say hydrate. I like to say juicy. I'm constantly moving, and chugging juice keeps me out of trouble. Just being on top of it like a machine, and I could smell. How do I describe it? I mean, sometimes you would describe it as nothing to put out there, but I'm majority Idaho. White people have like a smell to them, maybe because it's the lack of seasoning, and and then Africans have a smell to them, and then Southeast Asians have a smell to them. Like it's something that's just embedded in our DNA of our diet. But the people who have no smell, I'm like, that smells like health. But maybe it's health in different ways. Have I met health? I've met pretty healthy people that smell. You know what? I can't. That's too much. We're gonna keep it tight. We're gonna keep it tight because you know where we can go. Too far. That's where. That's where. Okay. So, this is why I gotta stay on track. Okay. So we went to the point where we're shifting over from burning glucose to burning fat. So fat metabolizes in a completely different way and it smells completely different. So I'm going to try to get this explanation right. So fat tissue stores more than energy. It can also store metabolic byproducts and environmental compounds. Yeah, all those toxins, all those medications, all that, that shower gel you absorb through your skin that's toxic, those clean and clear beads that you washed your face with, your body was absorbing all of that and it just didn't know where to store it. So it's like, oh, well, it didn't know how to metabolize it. Like we don't recognize this chemical. We don't recognize the substance. So there's other stuff coming. So we got to clear this out. We got to keep things moving on the highway. Okay. So they store it in your fat. They store it in your fat cells. But when you start fasting, you about to burn through that firewood. You're burning through your basement. You're setting fire. And fire has fumes to it. You know? That's basically what's happening. It has to evaporize. I feel like watching Hocus Pocus right now. Okay. Woo! You see? You see? Okay. When fat is broken down during fasting, those compounds have to be eliminated. The body uses breath, urine, and sweat to get it out of you, to get it up out of you. So what that smell, that's those vapors, that's toxins leaving your body and you smell it. This is normal physiology, not pathology. It's actual science backs. Like it's not just, we mix with the woo woo, but we keep it a little science too. I like to know all aspects of it when I'm depending on who I'm talking to. Maybe I'm talking to a more analytical person. Maybe I'm talking to a more energetically in-depth person. I want to make sure I know all spectrums and be able to explain them across everybody, Breezy, across everybody. But you know, gosh, it's undeniable the smell. Undeniable. Okay. So, yes, we go through sweat, urine, breath, and saliva. Yeah, did I say that? Yeah, breath, urine, and sweat. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. These are all thick, like, references. Okay. Fasting changes gut microbiome. We know that. Fermentation, gas. Yep, we went through all that. So that, like I said, the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're a little rank. I'm not gonna lie. You're a little rank. So you may have to double up the shower. Some people like the natural smell of themselves. So they just literally bathe in it. They don't need a shower. I need a fresh start every time. So we was doubling. It was winter, so I didn't have to triple the showers. I wasn't like sweating, but we had to rinse a couple of times. We had to get a good soak in. Okay. So your internal ecosystem is reorganizing, and scent is one of those signals. So nervous system and stress hormones. Oh my gosh, if you ever have dealt with premature like perimenopause, hormonal imbalances, thyroid issue, oh my goodness, it will make you feel like you are insane, like you're crazy. The world is so distorted. Okay, this is really important. Nervous system and stress hormones play a role. Often overlooked. I overlooked them. I went to every doctor in my valley. I was like, okay, why do I feel like I'm off my ticker? Why do I have years of brain fog? Why do I not have where did the cystic acne start coming from? Why are my menstruations so painful? Why am I so tired all the time? Your hormones is out of whack. And that could have been from what you're internally processing or what you are not processing, what you cannot sit with, who you're married to. They could be draining you dry. When it starts hitting your skin, that's how you know it's gone too far. Your skin is one of the last things to manifest or bring out what's actually happening on in inside. So when I knew when my whole face was inflamed with cystic acne, that acne where you can't touch your face, the really painful acne, I was like, oh no. I've never had to deal with acne like this. Ever. Something's off. And everybody was just like, well, we've done every progesterone, testosterone, all the injections, changed birth controls, it was the environment. It was the environment. I knew the answer, but I wanted somebody else to tell me. That's when your intuition goes, you know what? Go ahead, girl. You got it. Go ahead. You must know better than I. Go ahead. Figure it out yourself. And that's when we prolong the suffering because we lose our voice. We lose our trust with ourselves. But that's okay because you can always gain it back. My body trusts me to show up. And oh my gosh, I went a little off the plan today. Tried to have some essence of blueberry. My stomach's still tight. I'm like, oh, nope, stick to the juices. Stick to the juices that are already laid out, citrus and lemon ginger blast. Anything outside of that, now it's messing with things. Like, nope, nope, nope. My body knows what to expect. Keep it simple, keep it simple. Okay. Nervous system and stress hormone play a role. Stress hormones like cortisol influence your sweat composition. So even when we're not dripping, even not when we're not working up a sweat, we still produce heat, which is going to produce like a vapor type, you know? This sounds so because I'm seeing it more than I want to explain it. It's felt. Okay, today, this is how I know. I'm like, wow. People just I noticed they want to glaze against my aura. Like you were we got an 8-foot aisle. And when we pass each other, we're like closing it, which I don't mind. People want to help you more. I was stopped in the Target parking lot. Lord have mercy. In Idaho. I remember this guy because I passed him on one of the aisles. I was like, we got this. What's that really popular video game with the guy with the hood? But I was like, oh, interesting. Why does he have a hood in the grocery store? But he moved like shadow, like a shadow. But yeah, we passed each other like that, and I just felt like I don't know. I felt like a like a wave of something came by. I was like, ooh, that was. I don't know what that was, but so funny enough. I was shopping. I was grabbing a couple things. I get to the parking lot, and I've been getting front row parking everywhere. What a blessing, because I expect it now and parked right in front. And all I hear was, excuse me. And I'm known for dropping my phone. So I try to put it in my pocket and I don't hear it when it drops. I'm like, oh, dang, did it fall out? What's going on? And so I thought I dropped my phone and because it's already happened a couple times this week. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, oh, hi, oh, yeah. And then I was like, oh, this young man, he's probably asking for directions. And I said, how can I help you, sir? And he's like, I just had to tell you, you are so sexy. I said, ah. My culture would describe him as a sim a Slim Shady-esque character. He had a cross, but couldn't confirm if he had the side tooth intact or was it under attack or had it already been attacked. And that always makes me nervous. Nothing against my missing side tooth people, but I don't know. Maybe I've had a bad experience with somebody who had that as a child and I just have repressed it, but I huh, you know? But yeah, he's like, "Oh my God, I just had to tell you, you are so beautiful eyes, beautiful blue eyes. You are so sexy." And I was just like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you." It just made me laugh. I was like, "Brother, I thought you was about to ask me for directions." Um, I appreciate you coming to tell me that. And I was like, "Oh, I'm count." I said something ridiculous to get out of there. I'm still analyzing the hood and the side tooth. I'm like, I'm accounted for. Whatever gets this process moving quick. But I want to commend men. Men don't approach women allegedly anymore. But I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah, you never want to get hunted in the wild though. That's no, it needs to happen naturally, not getting chased in the parking lot. That's that's giving off you haven't had a meal in a minute. But what wonderful. Like, oh my gosh, he was young. Good for you, young man. That's what I felt like I'm at that age now. Good for you, young man. Good for you. Ah. Good for you. All right, now I'm gonna be on my way. Excuse me. Excuse me. He's like, I hope your man's taking care of you. I said, well, in my mind, I was like, well, it is God. So, yeah, well, I get two taken care of. Okay, back to the science. Why this is most noticeable later in the fast. Early fasting is about adjustment, later fasting is about stabilization. Ketosis is steady. Your gut flora, that snake of a dragon came out of you. So you're actually able to, your body's like, oh, this is not muffled down pineapple. This is real pineapple. Like imagine my scent now, even now that my body's going to be able to absorb this stuff. It doesn't have gunky, rubbery substances clogging it down. My dog is looking at me like, can you stop yelling? Okay, hormonal. I noticed I haven't got it checked yet, but I used to have like this really sharp pain. I don't know if it's ovaries or what. Really sharp pain. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I used to love going to the doctor and dentist, but I haven't gone in a couple years, and I'm just like, let me try to fix everything as much as I can before I get like Tested or results, you get some bad news. That is not the way to live. That is not the way to live. You should be having a PhD in you in your body, especially as a woman. You need to know just because things look all right don't mean they're all right. We like the woo woo and we like the medical backing too. Would I like to go to Turkey and get a full scan? Absolutely. You've seen them hospitals. My gosh, why not? Why not? And they treat you like a humane citizen. Like here in America, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm like intruding on my doctor's time. Well, this was just a pass, but I know it's actually pretty great, but great. But it feels like it's that big brother sometimes. Like, are you really gonna listen to me? Like, and I had that bad experience with all those years ago when I was going to doctor, and nobody could help me. I was like, do you guys just not believe me? That like, look, it's showing up on my face. Like reproduction organs were shutting down. I don't know if that was because they needed to shut down so I didn't possibly create life with the person I was with because it was just danger, just danger. And I'm not a quitter. I'm an athlete. I'm like, I guess you gotta just train harder to get those results you want. No, no. If you're not being nurtured, you will shut down as a woman. We receive, even if that means giving to ourselves. Yeah, that was a dark time, and maybe I'll talk about it more as we progress. That's another thing I'm still, metabolizing. I still love everybody who's left my life, but I do fall in that funnel of why did it have to happen like that? Good thing we're talking about smell today and not about that. Okay. All right. Smelling differently doesn't mean better or worse. It just means different. Let me tell you right now, if you've noticed your changes, your body chemistry has changed. You notice a change in your breath, and mind you, you get really bad thrush, which is that your mouth is covered with white, because that's another form of detoxification. My gosh, you need to invest in a tongue scraper. Your breath will be rank that first couple of weeks, but that's okay. I'm telling you here, in week what, 5, you're gonna smell like sunshine and rainbows, okay? And it's gonna show in your skin, it's gonna show in your eyes, it's gonna show, just stay hydrated. So I'm so excited. Thank you for kind of like hanging with me for that rant. I'm gonna take my delusional self to sleep, and you know where to find me. Day 38 tomorrow. That I probably missed a whole chunk of thing, but seriously, your pheromones, the chemistry in your scent, like it, people notice, especially men. They notice. It's like a clean palette. And your energy is neutralized, so I'm just really, like, walking around like a cat. I understand that cat energy, and it's just doing what I need to do, just making this fun, making this experience fun. Oh, just need to pick that up, like, minding your business, and people just wanna help you, people wanna talk to you, some people don't know how to talk to you, so they just stare at you. I mean, it's beautiful. It's preparing me for whatever's coming next. Like I said, you ain't gotta know where you're going to be on your way. Okay? We on our way somewhere. And it looks promising. But make sure to clean, the energy up a little more so you don't get backed in the corner in a parking lot. My Slim Shady. With the chain. With the chain. Shout out to you, brother, if you ever come across this. I'm glad I could be part of your experience. All right. I love you so much, and I will see you tomorrow for day. Say it with me now. What is it? Day 30. Today's day 37. Girl, it's all blending together tomorrow for day 38. Okay. I love you so much. Have a great night. Bye.